Nino. It's your boy Nino. Huh? Nino. Hey, hey, hey. Waking up like a big noodle. Falling out the bed, I'm gon' need a cuddle. Somebody spit on jail, stepped on a puddle. Just like football, me and my mom gon' huddle. Waking up like a big noodle. Falling out the bed, I'm gon' need a cuddle. Somebody spit on jail, stepped on a puddle. Just like football, me and my mom gon' huddle. Hey, feeling so lazy, feeling so weird. Laying in this bed, I'm gonna grow a beard. Not gonna have breakfast cause I feel super weird. It's gonna be a good day. Then I had a fear. Hey. Then I had a fear. Hey. Then I had a fear. Whoa.
Happy Monday, family. Listen, I'm so excited to be a part of the CDM platform. Shout out to my producer, Nathan Ivy. And this is our first show. And so we're going to come out swinging. So we're 32 days, right? 32 days in the new year. So how appropriate is that we will have somebody like my guest I'm going to have today to talk about accountability, right? So my special guest for today is Miss Patryce Campbell. She is a serial entrepreneur, and one of the things I really love about her, she gives from the heart. She's very spiritual, and as well, she helps people get out of the rat race. She escaped that herself, so I thought it was best to bring her on. So Patryce, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hey, Your Highness. I call we are royalty, so that's one of the things you'll always hear me say, Your Highness. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you, Tiffany, and to the producers for having me on the show. As Tiffany said, I'm Patryce Campbell. I am the owner and operator of Infinite Prosperity Consulting. What I do is I'm a transformational and accountability coach. I specialize in mindset training and the development of peak performing habits. So basically, what I do is I help my clients to get clear about their goals, and I drive them to take consistent action towards achieving them, and I help them solve their problems along the way. So that's a little bit about what I do.
That's great. So where did you come from? Like before you did this consulting business, what did you do? Like give people an idea, like what did you do and how did you get to this point?
So I'm a nurse by trade. I got my nursing license probably back about 2005, 2006. So I spent about 15 years plus in the nursing field. My specialization in nursing was in critical care. I moved from critical care towards the end part of my career. I moved to managed care. So I worked for a large insurance company where I did utilization management and nurse consulting work. From there, I just, was very well paid, but very underappreciated. So I decided I needed to get out of there. And the straw that broke the camel's back is I was challenged. I was told I couldn't get some days off, and I was scheduled to support my son in a venture that he had going on. So that was the straw that broke the camel's back. I decided it was like maybe December of 2017. I made a goal. I wrote it down, and I said I would be leaving corporate America by 12/31 of 18. What I didn't know in January is my husband was going to lose his job, right? So in January, I became the sole breadwinner for my family, and I decided I still was going to do it anyway. So built up the plan, saved up, and I actually ended up well exceeding my goal. My last day was July 9th of 2018, and I have been corporate America free ever since.
Wow. I mean, that's a word right there. And a lot of people, when they think about leaving their jobs, they get anxiety, you know what I mean? But little do they know, there is no loyalty. Like they will let you go in a heartbeat. And we sacrifice so much, right? We sacrifice so much for these jobs. Yeah. We give up our kids, give up our family for these jobs, and then they'll let you go. So it's good that you took back your power,
Yeah.
So
I felt threatened. In fact, she did in so many words threaten me. That perhaps I should look for another job or something like that. She finessed me with her words a little bit, but I decided I'm gonna do you one better. I'm gonna bet on me, and that's exactly what I did.
That's awesome. So Let me ask you this: Why is mindset so important when you're building goals for yourself?
Well, if you look at, like, to me, it's everything starts in the mind. You heard the scripture, as a man thinketh, so is he, right? So when we're talking about building our goals, in order to even have a goal, it starts with our mind. We have to have something that we desire, that we think that goal will help us achieve, right?
Right.
So in addition to starting in the mind, in order to achieve the goal, you got to have the power of belief, right? Where is belief housed? I argue that it's housed in our mind. And actually, Tiffanie, you recommended me a book. What was that? The Biology of Belief.
Biology of Belief.
That you recommend. That forever changed me as a scientist. As being a nurse, I'm a scientist, but I really could relate to that book because it tells you about the magic of what happens in your mind, and the brain cells start synapsing when you believe in something so sharply, right?
Right.
So, when we're born with what? Empty minds, right? So from the day we're born, our minds are filled up with, words, people, events, situations that shape what we call our overall belief system, right?
Right.
So, with that said, if we want to perform in life, it really is fully based on, one, how we believe and how we think. So I think that's just really important. If you're setting goals, it starts in your mind. You got to make a decision and then execute.
Yeah, kind of like, like Think and Grow Rich, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Starts with the thought. So what can we do to build a better mindset? Like, if we have a poor mindset right now, and you've got a lot of people, I don't know, I got people in my family, I got people around you, you got friends, and sometimes they keep you in that, if you're around those type of people, they keep you in that mindset. So how can you, or what can you do to build a better mindset?
So it starts with being honest about our stinking thinking, right? Someone tell you, I get this all the time with people. I'm like, oh, that's a negative thought. That ain't thinking, that's just keeping it real. Okay, you're really stinking thinking. That's what you're doing, right? So, of course, a good place to start is always positive affirmations. I start with my top 10. Well, actually, mine are 11. But, your top 10 positive affirmations. And then if you catch yourself, start catching, start tracking what you're thinking throughout the day. If you start capturing yourself, having a negative thought, then quickly, identify it and then replace it with the positive equivalent. So, I can't do this. That becomes, okay, it's tough, but I can do this.
Right.
Or it's too hard becomes, you know what? It's challenging, but I'm getting it. Right. So that's the first thing. You said the next thing, you got to really take a hard look at your circle. You know what I mean? Like, you really got to be honest with yourself and see, like, who's the wind beneath your wings, and then who's the weight, right? Nipsey Hussle, what did he say? He said something like, if you look at your circle and you don't get inspired, then you don't have a circle, you have a cage, right?
Wow.
So some of our day ones, we're so emotionally attached, and we got these soul ties that, to these people that are our day ones, or people who we've been around, who people we're used to, but they heavily influence our negative mindset. So, I challenge myself all the time. I do spring cleaning every year. Every year I do spring cleaning. I do it in the wintertime. That's when people's serotonin levels is all, messed up. It's snowing outside. Ain't no sunshine. I'm like, spring cleaning, stinking thinking. I can't do it. Set them boundaries. You know what I mean?
Right. We talk about it all the time. Like, we got to go outside. I need some vitamin D.
Yeah. Yeah, sissy. And you know what? On that same note, you got to really check your belief system.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't grow up in the church, but I had I guess I call it come to Jesus moment. I had my own experience, right? But that experience was shaped by what I learned growing up while I was experienced, right? So it's like, you got to actually think about what you believe in, and then think about how those beliefs hold you back, right?
Right.
Are you even certain that what you think is really true? Have you tested it? So we got to be honest, all of us have limiting beliefs, but It's our job to, pluck it out and then choose the better beliefs that actually propel us to our goal.
Wow. You gave some good information on that for sure. That's some gems. We're going to get into that a little bit later. So let's, and before we continue, thank you to all of the people tuning in. Thank you for congratulating us. We got Brenda, we got Angela, Andrell, Brian, Jerome, KR Mitchell, Rome's Photography. Please, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Everybody, thank you for tuning in. Go ahead and smash that like button and go ahead and share the stream so we can share it to more people. Now, getting back to you. Let's talk about passion, okay? Let's talk about passion. Now, one of the main things about passion, and I guess, we all start with this. How can we figure out what our why is? And why is having a why so important?
Okay. So I'm going to flip this a little bit. I'm going to answer your question, but I'm going to start with the why part first, right? So I'm going to give you an example. The best example I can say, I'm on a journey to losing weight, right? So I'm like, okay, say I need to lose 50 pounds. And I don't know anybody who ever been on a weight loss journey. It's always hard to lose them pounds. Them first 10 are hard, you know what I mean? But it's hard to get yourself disciplined in order to go lose weight, right? Well, suppose though, I find out that one of my kids or something, or somebody I love requires a kidney transplant or some kind of transplant, right? I'm the only possible match, right? But let's say those doctors go back and say, well, we can't do this surgery for your loved one until you lose them 50 pounds. Do you think I could do it?
Yes, because
let's keep it real.
The motivation.
Exactly. Not only will I do it, I will do it in record time because my why has gotten that more powerful. Now it's become not just me losing weight because I want to be cute. I want to lose weight because I want to save somebody's life, right?
Right.
That's the importance of having a powerful why, because no matter if I'm tired and I don't feel like doing it, if my why is powerful enough, that's going to keep me motivated when I'm really not motivated. You know what I'm saying? It's going to keep me, I'll say active when I'm not even motivated. We'll say that, right? So you got to have, it's not enough to just want something. You know what I mean? You got to really get down to the deeper why behind why you want it. And you got to keep that thing on the forefront of your brain so that it helps you achieve, what it is that you seek. So how you get to the why is, you first you ask questions. I always say, stay thirsty for curiosity. Ask questions. Ask, why do you want to reach that goal? Right?
Right.
Sit still long enough with those thoughts though, right? Because once you find out, okay, this is why I want that goal, then you're going to say, why is reaching that goal so important?
Right.
Once you arrive there, then you're going to say, okay, and then why is that important? And then why is that important? That why, until you arrive at that place where you like, this is it. You know what I'm saying? It becomes the why that's bigger than you and everything else, right? So I'll give you an example. A cheap example is like me. I'll use mine when I decided to take the step for entrepreneurship. So it was, why was I going to quit my job? Because I wanted some more time freedom, right?
Freedom.
Well, then why was time freedom so important? Well, I want to spend some more time with my kids, right?
Right.
Well, why is spending time with my kids important? Well, because I love them. And I want them to feel that I love them. And I want them to know that they come first in my life, right? So much so that I put them first before chasing the bag. That's my deep why. So now I refuse to trade my time for money because I'm a homeschool mompreneur. I got to take care of little Sammy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That is the first and most important thing. So guess what? That becomes on the forefront of my brain. When I'm tired and I know I need to get this marketing out or I need to get whatever done, I'm going to do that because what? I enjoy my time frame. I don't want to go back to entering the rat race.
Absolutely. So you brought that up, the rat race. So let me ask you this. If, like, say somebody's out there and they are tired, they're frustrated with their job, they are frustrated with their career, and they want to escape the rat race, how do they escape the rat race?
Well, it starts with strategy and planning. I would be lying to y'all if I said that I just took it and jumped off and didn't think about it and plan. You got to count the cost up, right? You got to know your budget. You know, we were already budgeting before we decided to leave, so we kind of knew, we knew how much it cost to the cent, how much we spent per year in all of our expenses, right? So we had to cut costs because we said, okay, what's a comfortable number that, you know, if all else fails, it's the least amount that we need to come up with every month, and it's not, you know, stressing us out and killing us, right? So we started cutting cable. We sold all of our extra stuff. Like, we had a storage unit. We got rid of that. We donated our furniture to our little cousin. Got rid of that furniture bill, that storage bill, So we just start slashing unnecessary costs and expenses. And then once we figured that out, we had to figure out what our risk tolerance was. So I have a coach. I have an entrepreneurship coach, and his risk tolerance is like 3 to 6 months. Well, I wasn't cool with that. I needed about 12 months. So I saved up to 12 months of my monthly expenses. And then once I'd done that, I was ready to hit go time. And that gave me a whole year to make something shake.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so then once you do it, though, once you leave the rat race, you got to execute. You know what I mean? You really do, because now you don't have a boss to report to, you your own boss.
Right.
And what do? You really have to have accountability partnership, which is why I got a coach. You have to have accountability partnership, because we don't let ourselves off the hook, especially when you ain't got nobody to report to but you.
Right. I'm going to sleep for an extra 10 minutes.
Yeah. You're gonna catch yourself slipping. So it was imperative to me to have a coach to keep me on pace, to make sure that I ain't having to go back in the rat race. Now, if I had to, I would. I'm not above that. But I'd much rather go hard and grind after my goals, You know
what I tell people all the time? Like, they're like, you think you ever go back to a job? I'm like, being an entrepreneur is really hard. I don't see myself going back to a job, but if I did, my mindset is totally different. Like, I wouldn't take anything. I would quit, like, on the spot. If they did something I didn't like, I'm out of here. Like, I don't do this, like, I know what I'm capable of. So I think it's a different mindset when you become an entrepreneur and you kind of cut ties. But part of that, what you're saying is, like, to get to the major freedom you want, you got to let go of some of the other stuff. You got to cut away from that stuff that's not necessary, right?
Exactly. You gotta plan the strategy and the sacrifice, because there's gonna be some sacrifice.
So, like I said earlier, we're like 32 days into the New Year's, February the 1st, right? So a lot of people I don't even know if people did resolutions this year because of COVID. Just being alive is a resolution, but if people were making resolutions to get in the gym, they're probably done by now, you think?
I don't know, because I'm like, are the gyms open?
Some gym, people are going to the gym. People are going to the gym. So, like, my thing is, some of the things that we need to do is be accountable,
Absolutely.
And one of the words that's inside of accountable is act, right? You have to act.
Absolutely.
What are some of the habits that we can act on that we can hold ourselves more accountable, so that we can hold ourselves accountable? If we can't get a coach, but we need to hold ourselves accountable, what are some habits that we can create for that?
Okay, so I would say create a habit of honesty. You got to be honest with yourself, for real. Send out surveys to your family, or people that you trust, to see, like, what are your strengths? You know what I'm saying? What are your weaknesses? But also, identify your own yourself, and then compare and contrast to what you say about yourself and what other people say about you. Because then that'll let you know kind of if you really are being authentic with yourself first. Because it's going to defeat the purpose if you have a habit of lying to yourself or excusing yourself or making excuses. You know what I mean?
Right.
The second thing, get rid of all the yes men and women in your life. People that's always on your side, always tell you what you want to hear. I ain't gonna say like eliminate them, I'm not eliminate them. I didn't mean to say it like that. Right, like cut them all off, cut them off. No, don't cut them off. But make sure you silo people off and where they in the proper positions in your life. You know what I mean? Know who your goal getters are. Know who your enablers are. You know, and then know who your naysayers are, because you need enough of them too. You know what I mean? Because depending on how your psych work, I was raised off reverse psychology, right?
Right.
So naysayers actually helped me because I was bred to think to prove people wrong, even though that was unhealthy. I have a therapist that I talk to about that upbringing, that you have to reshape that thinking. But still, you got to have enough of each to know what's going to help drive you to your next step, right?
Right.
And then you've all probably heard the move in silence concept. I don't agree with that at all. Tiffanie, you know this. I share my goals openly. And again, that's just the way I'm wired. I share my goals because if I put myself out there, then I'm not going to want to be embarrassed if I don't do what I say I'm supposed to do. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's just a little hack that'll help you stay on top of your goals, especially if you're trying to save face. You know what I'm saying? I always say, "Oh, y'all, I'm posting for accountability," and Tiff's like, "Okay, I got you. I'm gonna keep you accountable." But sharing is caring in that respect.
Right. That's awesome. So, hey, Nicole, thank you. T. Nicole Taylor said, "Hello, ladies. Great information. Thank you.
Thank you, T. Nicole."
So, and Angela's right. Our mind is our tool. Like that's the most, I think if people can hack into their mind and their subconscious, they can do some amazing things. So let's talk about this, because you share some great nuggets of information. But if people are out there that want to take part in what you offer, because you offer coaching,
yes.
How do you get started with your coaching program? Do you have any workshops? What do you got going on right now?
Okay, so couple things. Before you get a coach, always do your research. And like Tiffanie said, different workshops. I'm actually doing a workshop that's on IGTV that I'm posting there. So it's on Instagram. You can follow me on Instagram at Infinite Prosperity Consulting, where I'm doing 10 keys to infinite growth, right? So today we'll be talking about the power of intention. So we'll go through each 10 steps for over 10 weeks about the different steps to help you reach your peak performance, right? So, but if you're looking for a coach, whether it's me or anybody else, I always say, do your research, look at various programs, take advantage of free stuff. Coaches are always, we're trying to get our coaches at coaching hours, right? So you're going to see coaches give away a lot of good meat. So jump on those things, jump on those free webinars, jump in those chat rooms. What's the new one out now?
Clubhouse?
Yeah, Clubhouse. They're full of coaches.
Android users.
Yeah.
For Apple.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's only Apple.
It's only Apple.
Any of those rooms, jump in there and get those things. So and follow your prospective coach for a while. Get on their social accounts. See what's going on, and then some offer free consultation. Book a consultation, take advantage of that time. But when you come for a consultation, make sure that you come with questions. You know what I mean? Right. Do a self-assessment before you get there so that they have some sort of idea of what you want to achieve. Right. So those are just a few, little things that I think people could do.
Okay. And that was her website at infiniteprosperityconsulting.com. If you want to sign up for a coaching session with her, you can go right to her website and do it. It's very interactive. It's very easy to utilize that website to go and do that. And then if you want to follow her for the free 10-week, you said 10 week?
10 weeks, yep.
10 weeks coaching that she's doing for free on IGTV. Follow her at Infinite Prosperity Consulting on Instagram. It's going to be on IGTV. So make sure you tune in for that. And
we keep it concise, y'all. I know y'all's time is valuable. So we try to keep it, we try to pack it in there. There is an opportunity like towards the end to purchase the in-depth course, but I always steer people because get to know me. Get to know me. I want to make sure that we're a fit. If it's me or any other coach, get to know your coach. Make sure that you're a fit, and then determine whether or not you are coachable.
That's the key right there. Are you coachable?
Are you coachable? And again, that starts with that being honest with yourself.
Yeah, that's awesome. So guys, I want to thank you for tuning in to the first show of 2021 with Tiffanie with Community Connections. Shout out to Nathan Ivy, my producer, CDM. Make sure you like the page, share the page, do whatever we can to help build this platform as much as we can. I'd like to thank my special guest, Patryce Campbell, for coming on. She's beautiful, isn't she, guys? She gives out great information. She's one of my accountability coaches, and I have a goal that I got to smash in February, and I know she's going to be on my ass. So I'm
sure will.
So I got to get that done. So you guys, if you got any questions, please reach out to us. Follow Patryce on Facebook. And like I said, just help us grow the platform. Like, subscribe, share, and we'll do whatever we can to help you guys throughout this journey. You got any final words?
I just go get it. Whatever your goals are, you can do it. Anything is possible to the extent that you believe it is. So believe in you and bet on you, because I do.
Hey, thank you. Have a good day, everybody.
Peace.